is a factory going up in Bengaluru. 12 gigawatt hours of lithium-ion cells built in 2 phases. It is being paid for by a company that has spent its entire existence making something else. Lead. Acid. A heavy rectangular box. The one bolted under the bonnet of your car. The one in the corner of the room that kept the fan turning when the power went. That company is building the thing that ends its own product, on purpose. So the question is not whether it knows what is coming. It clearly does. The question is whether 79 years of being one thing makes it easier to become another, or harder. Go back to 1920. India is a colony. Batteries arrive by ship. The name on the side of the box is Exide, and it is made somewhere else, by somebody else, for somebody else's cars. The Chloride Electrical Storage Company sets up in India that year. But it does not make anything. It assembles. The parts still come from Britain. That arrangement holds for 27 years. Then, on the 31st of January 1947, a factory opens at Shamnagar in West Bengal. The first one. Actual manufacturing on Indian soil. 7 months before the country becomes a country. The company is called Associated Battery Makers Eastern. It makes 2 brands for road vehicles, Exide and Dagonite, which goes into Rolls-Royces. Sit with that for a second. A factory in Bengal in 1947 making batteries good enough for a Rolls-Royce. And then India starts building things, and the battery has to keep up. 1969, a second factory at Chinchwad near Pune, because the cars are no longer only in the East. 1970, the company changes its name. Associated Battery Makers becomes Chloride India Limited. Under that name, it does something nobody in India had done. It builds the country's first polypropylene batteries. Lighter case, different chemistry of manufacture. The box you recognize starts becoming the box you recognize. 1976. A research center in Calcutta. Not a factory. A place for asking questions. 1977. A third factory at Haldia, a port south of Calcutta. This one is built facing outward. Much of what it makes is going to the Soviet Union. And by now, for the first time in its history, the company is being run by an Indian. Jahar Sengupta. Think about the distance traveled. A British assembly operation importing everything in a colony. 60 years later, an Indian company run by an Indian shipping batteries to Moscow. And then, sometime in the 1980s, comes the moment that puts this company inside almost every Indian household story. The Maruti 800. The small car that put a generation of Indian families on 4 wheels for the first time. And when it arrived, every single component in it was imported. All of it. The car was Indian in name and foreign in every part. Exide became the first indigenous original equipment in a Maruti 800. The first piece of India's car that India actually made was the thing that started it. The names keep changing after that. 1988, Chloride India becomes Exide Industries. 1989, a technical collaboration with Shin Kobe Electric Machinery of Japan, part of the Hitachi Group. Foreign technology again, but this time bought rather than inherited. And then, on the 25th of August, 1995, the company finally takes the name that had been printed on its boxes since before it made anything at all. Exide Industries Limited. 4 names, 1 product. That is the part worth holding on to. because everything that follows depends on it. Today, the company runs 11 factories in India. 8 make batteries. 3 make home UPS systems, which is a polite way of describing the machine that kept your evenings running through the load-shedding years. There are subsidiaries in Britain, Singapore, and Sri Lanka. The batteries go to more than 70 countries. There is a recycling arm, Chloride Metals, running 3 smelting and refining plants that pull the lead back out of dead batteries and feed it into new ones. A closed loop built around a metal. And there is one more thing this company makes, which almost nobody buying an inverter has any idea about. Submarine batteries. A diesel-electric submarine cannot run its engines underwater. There is no air down there to burn, so it runs on a bank of batteries. How long it can stay under, how quietly it can move, how safely it comes home, all of that is the battery. Exide makes them for the Indian Navy and exports them with the permission of the Government of India. The same company whose product sits in a plastic housing beside your shoe rack, keeping 1 bulb and 1 fan alive through a power cut, also makes the thing that lets a submarine disappear. Everything about this company is organized around lead, which is the problem, because an electric car does not have a lead-acid battery doing the work. It has lithium. And the entire industrial apparatus of Exide, the plants, the recycling, the chemistry, the 79 years of knowing exactly how one thing behaves, applies to a technology the road is moving away from. So watch what they do about it. There is a subsidiary called Exide Energy Solutions. It already builds lithium-ion modules and packs at a plant in Prantij, in Gujarat. That part is running. The bigger bet is the cells themselves. A greenfield plant in Bengaluru, 12 gigawatt hours, built in 2 phases of 6. Cells for electric vehicles and for stationary storage. The technology partner is S-Volt Energy in China. And on the 18th of August 2026, Exide put another 200 crore rupees into that subsidiary for that plant. Which brings us to where the company stands right now. The share has recovered hard from its lows over the past year and is trading close to its highest level in 12 months. The market is not treating this as a dying business, but look at what it is actually pricing. Not the batteries. Everyone knows Exide can make batteries. It has made them through a colonial administration, through independence, through license Raj, through liberalization, through 4 different corporate names. What is being priced is whether a company built entirely around one chemistry can become a company built around a different one. And here is the thing the history actually tells you. This company has never been precious about what it was called. Associated Battery Makers, Chloride India, Chloride Industries, Exide Industries. It changed its own name 3 times, while the name on the product never moved. The brand outlived every legal entity that made it. That is the transferable idea, and it applies well beyond batteries. The companies that survive a technology change are rarely the ones that invented the technology. They are the ones that were never attached to being what they used to be. Whether that holds a 4th time is being decided right now in a half-built factory in Bengaluru. Did your house have an Exide inverter? Tell me in the comments which room it lived in